This episode of Vic's Basement is brought to you by EB Games. Support us by buying your video games at EB Games. Welcome to my basement, everybody. Hello, Count Dracula.
Hey, Victor, welcome to my castle, Count Dracula Castle.
It's Monster Horror Theater. 3D. Oh, that's good. Yeah, we're getting into the Halloween spirit around here.
These are my teeth. I know you can't see them unless you hold them right up close to the camera, but I couldn't put these in today.
Were you worried you were going to swallow them?
No, I just couldn't. I don't know how because there's this hard part on the side. Anyway, enough about this. I've got teeth. They wouldn't work with my mouth. I'm doing a series right now on EP Daily. It's called, I don't know what it's called.
I called it Scott's Spooky Stories.
Scott's Spooky Stories, and most of those stories involve me almost catching herpes.
That would be a good story. Just
that would be scary.
Not an EP.
And it might also have come true. Like, we don't even know. But I digress. Yes, it's
Wait a sec. For those keeping score, that was less than 2 minutes into the podcast. Herpes. So already mentioned.
You're welcome, Herpes.
There it is.
That's right. Why stay in the shadows?
This episode of Vic's Basement brought to you by
Herpes.
The gift that never goes away.
The gift that keeps on giving. Red dots for everybody. Okay. But listen, it is Halloween season coming up.
Yeah.
We're driving in the car today. We're very busy. You're shooting all the time. I'm shooting all the time.
Yeah.
And
wheeling and dealing.
We're driving down the street. Blake was actually driving today because you can't drive, and I refuse to drive because I'm a superstar.
Man, we are two amazing human beings.
We are.
Yeah.
So we're driving along, and we started talking about how much we love this time of year. And, the weather is great. The apples are fresh and robust right now. There's going to be some pumpkin carving very soon. Halloween costumes aren't on sale yet, but they will be in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But it's the time of year when you
they're on sale, but they're not sale priced.
They're on. No, they're for sale.
Yes,
but they're not sale priced.
Yeah, they're very expensive.
Fine distinction.
Yes.
This is the time of year to watch all the horror movies you want to watch. Watch American Horror Story or whatever TV show you're into.
Walking Dead,
or
Rob Koval shout out.
There was one Rob Koval shout out and one Herpes shout out.
They weren't far away from each other. You draw your own conclusions.
So it's the time of year where you get kind of scared, and hopefully just fake scared, not scared like, look at my mortgage statement.
That is scary.
That is very scary.
That would be the most frightening Halloween commercial ever shot, right? They should do that.
If mortgage statements are here.
Yeah, they're just ripping open the bank draft stuff, and they have a heart attack.
What if they just put inside your mortgage statement that you open just a severed hand? Just open it up, you're like, oh, this severed hand, nothing. But this mortgage statement, A lot of you kids out there, you don't know what mortgages are, but you will. You will someday.
Or a severed horse head, and it's like the bank is making a message.
The bank.
The bank is sending you a message. You better pay up or die. You will
not make this movie. That's right. You will leave Hollywood. But yeah, I love this time of year. I really do. I hate summer.
Yeah.
I like the way women dress in summer.
Let's be honest.
I don't like to go outside.
You hate summer, spring, and winter.
No, I like winter and I like fall, but I don't like spring, and I don't. And summer,
How can
I really
not like spring.
Who cares?
It's new life.
This is
blossoms on the trees.
This is life going full circle, which is my friend, be honest.
This is end of life now.
This is end of life.
So you identify with the trees
we're in
that
the
are
later stages,
going orange and red.
That's right.
They're beautiful.
And
just
the spiders are getting big.
The little hints of
a little
gray.
touch of gray on the side. My Just for Men is working today.
Well, I'm going as Reed Richards this year, so this is my costume.
Who is Reed Richards?
He's
Canadian?
He's the leader of the Fantastic Four. And we've got some interesting Fantastic Four discussions coming up.
Your awkward segue?
That was very awkward. I didn't mean it to be that way.
So we're leaving Halloween behind?
No, I want to keep going.
That's it. I just, I love this time of year so much. And I looked at the calendar this morning. I thought, holy crap. Half of October's gone already.
It's unbelievable.
What happened to this month?
I don't know.
What happened to this year for this month, and now it's here, and it's loaded with video games.
Plus it's sunny as heck out there, and it's loaded with video games. So I'm inside a lot, and I Instagrammed a picture yesterday of these beautiful trees that are in the neighborhood, and I look up and the sun's out and it's gorgeous. It doesn't really feel like fall.
Down in the basement.
And we're down in the basement talking about video games.
I love it down here.
I feel what you're saying because we're missing a lot of what's happening.
Yes.
But I've already gone to a pumpkin patch and bought some pumpkins with my family.
Just by yourself?
Just by myself. Looking at all the families crying.
I take the cats every year.
Do you?
Yeah, we go to the pumpkin patch.
What size pumpkin does
then they
Bee
run
take?
away. She takes a very little pumpkin, but Chief always picks up a pumpkin that's way too big for him.
You should buy your cats pumpkins this year.
Maybe I will.
Be a good daddy.
Maybe
you should.
Maybe I already have. Maybe I have. That's all I'm going to say about that.
And draw little cat faces on them.
All right.
All right.
Yeah,
I think that'd be really good.
So I got my costume on. What are you going to be this year?
Oh man, I don't know. Maybe Indiana Jones. Is that lame?
Yes, it is
lame.
Yeah,
maybe Batman. No.
I don't like the look you get when you dress up as Indiana Jones.
I'm too into it.
You're
too wild-eyed.
Too much satisfaction on your face.
It's like look at how cool I am.
Yeah, and then you just get into it too much. You're like, oh, Marion.
You got to make the Harrison Ford
snakes.
Faces.
Why there have to be snakes?
It's like everything. Like you're going in for a latte, and it's like, oh my God, there's danger.
Yeah.
That latte might be too hot. That's actually the thing. You're just going up to try to snatch your latte off of the counter.
Lattes. Why did it have to be latte?
You're giving me some ideas.
I don't know. How many other lines does he have? What are the ones? I'm only making fun of the same one.
He says, truck. What truck?
Latte, what latte?
There it is, yeah.
No new Indiana Jones game.
I'm going to blow up the Ark, Renee.
Yeah.
With his rocket launcher?
Yeah. Okay, you can do it this year.
All right, okay.
Again, your 100th year in a row.
Maybe I'll dress as the Nazi Indiana Jones and really freak people out.
Why don't you dress as it? No, listen, you dress as Indiana Jones and Ruby can be short round.
No, Ruby is going. That's a great idea.
It is
it's incredibly offensive as well.
No, it's
especially
not. He's a real character.
He's a real character for sure. But if we're making Ruby because he's a Chinese character, if we're making Ruby a little Chinese character,
for me, he's just a character.
If you don't make it a stereotypical like racist character of a Chinese
okay.
Like a black person could be Bruce Wayne for Halloween.
Yeah,
You're right.
Blake's
You're
right. So
Blake is right.
Touché.
Blake is right.
Okay.
Ruby has already chosen her
Ladybug.
Nope, she's not cute.
That's a good guess.
She's going as the Wicked Witch of the East from The Wizard of Oz.
Is that the evil one?
We're painting her face green, and she's gonna try to scare all the princesses. That's what she wants to do. She's gonna run around scaring all the other little girl princesses.
Okay.
She's already a little sadist. Is that right?
Sure, I think that's right.
Sadistic, a little sadistic. But the cool thing is.
Masochist is where you like the punishment.
Right.
Sadist is when you like the punishment.
She likes to dole it out a little bit. Yeah. She's a little rough and tumble.
Just like Dad.
A little bit, I guess. She's got no.
You're not like that at all.
Okay, good.
You're not.
Okay, good. Well, she is not afraid of anything. She'll go to the parks and she'll
fearless.
Play with kids that are twice her size, and she'll run and jump, and she'll eventually charm them. All the bigger kids are too cool for school, right? They don't want to hang out with the little ones, but they always end up liking my kid, which is cool.
Sounds like she's Anthony Michael Hall in Breakfast Club.
A little bit, yeah. But the cool thing is, she's never seen The Wizard of Oz. It's too mature for her. It would scare the crap out of her, actually.
I guess
but
so.
she played a little of the Lego Dimensions. That wasn't her thing. That's my wife's favorite movie, and I think that's how it all happened. But she played Lego Dimensions. Wizard of Oz is one of the licensed things in there, and she got into it. And I've ordered the Wizard of Oz adventure piece, and she doesn't know that it's coming, so she's going to be able to play as the character that she's going to be in Halloween. So that's pretty cool.
Okay, let's stay on the Wizard of Oz for one more second, because thinking about the two witches, the one with the green face from the movie, of course,
she was scary. She's the one that melts in the water.
Yeah, she melts, and she does all kinds of interesting things and hurtful things, and she threatens the dog Toto, and the other witch is completely forgettable. Glinda
the good witch. She didn't do
any of that stuff because it's all a dream.
She didn't melt. She didn't threaten a dog.
Yeah.
And I think it's really interesting that the darker characters. I mean, I think that's partly why we love Batman so much, because the darkness is what really resonates with people. And if somebody's good, it just seems, well, I guess I understand this person. They're good. How good can they be?
Well, the movie was littered with good characters, though. You know, it was littered with color and beatific kind of creations, and then here was this ghastly villainous. I mean, her and the flying monkeys are the first things that they really. I guess they have the four of them going down the yellow brick road, but they're iconic. she's as iconic, I think, as Darth Vader is.
Yeah, maybe more so, maybe not.
No, not now, but in her day.
Right. Okay. Yeah. This is interesting talk.
Yeah. And well, you know what is interesting is that it's The Wizard of Oz is in a video game in 2015.
What game?
In Lego Dimensions.
Oh, I made it like 2 minutes into the show before I mentioned Herpes and Rob Koval, and now you've made it 3 minutes into the show before you bring up Lego Dimensions.
It's pretty amazing. I talked about it last time with Marissa.
I missed last week's episode.
It was.
Did you guys have fun?
It was one of our best episodes.
Okay, that's great.
No, it was fun, but no, I talked about Lego Dimensions, and it actually is a really solid game, and I'm surprised. I'm shocked actually. I thought for sure that it was just going to be a thin. I said all of this last time.
Okay, well, you can say it again. I didn't hear it.
I thought for sure it was just going to be a thin cash grab. You know, that they had sort of said, okay, well, we've given you all these characters and areas and stuff like that to explore before, but now we're going to charge you for them. Mm-hmm. And you could cynically say that about this for sure.
Yeah,
but
I've certainly read that.
Well,
sure.
the level of detail in each of the worlds more than is worthy of the price point to access all of that stuff, and the fact that they all interlock and work and coexist and cross-reference each other is astounding.
Still, I feel like TT is kind of we've kind of plateaued a little bit, because you know what? I played that Jurassic Park Lego game.
Yes, yeah.
And I felt it was kind of lazy and thin compared to some of the more spirited work that they've done earlier.
Well, there's a couple things about that. I disagree with you on that, because I like the dinosaur stuff quite a bit. I thought that was really clever, but it wasn't actually the TT team that worked on it. They sent it off to somebody else to design and stuff. And I think they did a pretty good job, considering it wasn't the core TT people that sort of have been outdoing themselves on a pretty regular basis. But you know what you're in for with the mechanics of the Lego, right? They're kind of. I mean, they're so successful, right? They're one of the most successful game franchises in the world now. They crossed I don't know, 50 million units sold threshold or something like that. They're in the same era as Madden and Grand Theft Auto. You know, they're in that stratosphere, which is remarkable and well earned. But they also are sort of contained by the limitations that they created for themselves. So it's a bit of a, I don't want to say jail cell, but it's a bit of a constriction, and they have to kind of design around all of that stuff. But even still, they manage to really surprise us, not every time, but you know, that Lego Marvel Avengers game was one of my favorite launch titles for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. It was an amazing game.
The key to those games, two steps: you break and you build.
Yeah.
You break first, second, you build.
Yeah. And now you can tangibly break and build, which is it's not genius because it's obvious, but it works, and it works way better than I thought it was going to work.
So I don't want to talk about Lego anymore.
No.
But if you want to say a few more things, you can.
No, I will not say a few more things about Lego.
I don't really enjoy it.
No, I know you don't. You checked out. You checked out.
I try to stay with you, and then I'm just like, fuck it.
Yeah, you're not in. You're not in.
No, you care about it, and I respect that.
Well,
I'm not into it.
I do care about it because I think that I'm out, and then I enjoy the games.
I thought I was in, and then I played the Jurassic World game or whatever. And
did you get to the dinosaur parts?
I beat everything. I beat the whole game. It was completely tedious, and I felt like it was really lazy.
I love the dinosaur stuff. I thought that was really fun.
I did not like it.
Okay, all right.
You know what's good though?
Yes.
Bloodborne.
Yeah, Bloodborne is good, as has been
Have
established.
you guys tried it?
Have you tried Bloodborne?
I started all over again. I did.
All right. Are you excited about this Friday the 13th game that Adam Sessler, of all people, is involved with?
So it's not actually Friday the 13th. This is just a game.
No, it is actually.
Lego?
There's no Lego in it, as far as I know.
I think that would be fun if it was a Lego Friday the 13th game.
I don't think
see
that'll ever happen. It'd be fun if it started out that way, and then Jason stepped on a bunch of Lego and hurt his feet, and then killed the people that dropped all of the Lego in there.
Like
there's your intro, Lego.
That's kind of where they started with the Star Wars stuff. I feel like they were so playful back then. They seemed like they had more playfulness. and I want them to I'd love to see them do Lego versions of Coen Brother movies.
They can't do that though.
I would love that.
No, because there's an inherent.
I'm interested in.
There's an inherent, under PG kind of quality to every single thing that they do.
It's okay. You can sand off the edges, and the teeth don't have to be sharp.
Although you know what, they have Doctor Who in there, and Doctor Who isn't really a kids thing, is it? I mean, I guess kids dig it, but.
So I think the Lego version of
this is the
Bartleby. What was that one called? Barton Fink.
Yeah.
Of Barton Fink and Fargo.
Should we start working on this?
I would
work
love
up the pitch. We'll go to Warner Brothers.
That makes me horny. I would love to play
Lego
those
Fargo.
Yeah, Lego Fargo.
Lego Fargo.
Lego Blood Simple.
We get Francis McDormand in the in the
What's
booth.
What's that one where they're Miller's Crossing?
Oh
Lego
my God.
Miller's Crossing. That
What's
would be
the
so
rumpus?
fun. What's the rumpus? Yeah,
Oh my
that's
God!
right.
I'm chasing the hat, the little Lego hat through the Lego
How
forest.
enjoyable would that be?
That'd be great. You know what? Because you know Nathan Sawaya. You're friends with Nathan Sawaya.
He's a personal friend of mine.
And you saw the documentary that he was in.
I didn't see it.
The Brickumentary.
Was it good?
Well, he's your personal friend. You didn't
I
see
know,
the
but I don't watch
documentary he was
his
in.
He doesn't watch my movies.
All right,
I don't watch
okay.
his movies.
Great
That's
friend.
our agreement.
Great friend. All right. So, but there are people that make their living Legoizing all kinds of movies. So I bet you there are Lego Coen Brothers movies, and we can all, as a group together, go and search the YouTubes and see if there are Lego YouTube.
Send them to us, and
Yes.
we'll broadcast them on if we can legally.
We will have
We'll broadcast
a
them.
global moment where we will all look for Lego Coen
What
Brothers
else?
movies.
Just one indulgent. Give me one movie title that you'd like to see a Lego version.
I want to see Lego James Bond. That's
Okay,
what I want
I
to
don't
see.
want that. What do you want?
Yeah.
I just checked. There's no official Lego Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
But there is a bunch of fan-made. Lego.
Yeah, of course, yes. Yeah,
So-
they don't officially make them. That's the cool thing about Lego, which I learned in that documentary. I didn't know this was all going to be Lego in this podcast, but who cares?
I didn't know either.
But I learned that Lego has kind of, they used to get really freaked out about all this stuff.
Yes.
All the sort of, conformity and all the sort of people trying to break the rules with their stuff. Now they applaud it. Now they embrace it. That's why the Lego movie that was the message of the Lego movie, right? Is just break the rules, and that would freak the hell out of them. But they've evolved as a company and recognized that they have built, and I think they say it in the documentary, and it's a little pretentious, but they built a language out of these bricks that is global and nobody has to work to understand. And so people just use the language to craft whatever they want to craft, and it's remarkable. It exceeds any hope that they had as an initial company, obviously, and it's really crossed over.
I think they've taken some chances, and I think those chances have paid off. They've won. The Lego movie was great. I had a great time.
Yeah.
And I never saw it again, but I really have such fond memories of it, and I can still remember that Everything Is Awesome song.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that now, but at the time I felt like I'm on board. And I don't know why. I'm not. Lego's been so successful. They've made so much money, and they have fingers in everything.
Yeah.
But then to get something that big, where there's such a bright spotlight on them, that's a big home run.
And the tough hurdle, and it's certainly true about Lego Dimensions, is you got to get over the consumerism aspect of it all, and that's a tough one to do. And even when you're watching the documentary, you see the cash register, and you also see the marketing machine at play to try to finagle all of these brands and licenses and get them all together. You can't erase that. You know how hard that is.
Right.
So to make anything that's got any artistic merit or value in the middle of all that is remarkable. And the TT team has done that from day one.
Except for Jurassic.
And the Jurassic was pretty fun. I would argue that some of the Harry Potter games kind of got muddled and lost.
For sure, the Indiana Jones games I thought they turned out they were botched. I think.
Well, I like them for the fan sort of stuff that they had in there, but yes, they weren't as tight. I think that Marvel, the Lego, was it Marvel Avengers? Was that no? It was Lego Marvel Superheroes. That was amazing, and the Marvel Avengers is coming, and they're saying that it kills the other one. So
have we forgotten about the Fantastic Four at this point? Are we just pretending that didn't happen? Was that the movie?
That was so awful, god awful. The producer, what was his name? What's his name?
Simon Kinberg.
Simon Kinberg. He was on EP. Actually, did one of our Star Wars memories.
Yeah, okay.
He has said that he loves the cast. They didn't know that they were going to make shit, but he acknowledges that it was a failed movie. But he would love to see the cast still be involved with the Fantastic Four going forward. He said he would even work with the director. What's his name again? I forget his name.
The director's name is Josh Trank.
I
think he was saying that to be polite.
To be polite,
They're never going to work together.
Yeah, because they were, the rumor is that they hated each other and wanted to kill each other.
Yeah.
And I've said this before, but if you watch, there's interviews, EPK interviews, where with the director, where he's like, oh, in EPK interviews, everyone's always like, oh, it's such a dream working with this person. It's always bullshit. But with the director, Josh Trank, talking about Simon Kinberg, it's really obvious he's saying it through grit teeth.
Right.
Like, he's like, oh, yeah, it's really nice working with him.
And for anybody that
see in his face,
doesn't know and can't see and just is maybe watching this and seeing Scott and I not talk, but there's a voice coming from off camera, that's Blake Siefkin, who produces this podcast for us. Does everything. Shoots, writes, edits.
My nickname for him is Swiss Army knife.
Absolutely.
Whatever tool you need, he's got it. You need a corkscrew, we got it. You got to open some wine, we got that. You need scissors, we got that.
Swiss Army Siefkin.
It's because I'm German.
Is that what it is?
Okay, I guess that's a German name.
But we got to talk Fantastic Four because here's what's happening.
Oh, there is Fantastic Four news?
Yes.
Okay,
the rumor, it's not confirmed.
Why are we talking about rumors?
Because it's fun. Because we all want this to happen.
But it's not
Marvel is going to be reassuming the rights to the Fantastic Four.
News?
That's
real news.
If it happens, it's real news.
This a gossip
we might
show?
be early.
Is Ben Affleck still with Jennifer Garner?
Rumors are that they might be back together.
Is Bruce Jenner a woman now?
Yes.
All right. Well, let's go over all the gossip. This is gossip.
No, but it's cool. This is the conjecture that we want to see happen.
I have no play.
Is anybody else excited about the fact that Marvel might take over Fantastic Four again? And the reason why this is starting to kind of take shape, and this is confirmed, is Fox and Marvel are working on a couple of X-Men TV shows together. And so they're going to craft these things, which leaves a lot of room open for movie negotiations, because obviously they're working now with Sony and Spider-Man, and they're going to co-create all of that and sort of bring it into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's time. They've just killed off the Inhumans as a feature film, which the Inhumans have been started to get introduced on the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. TV show, which you checked out of many months ago, but
years ago.
It was actually kind of cool, but now they've canceled the release date for the movie. So I think what is starting to take shape is, and I will be surprised, Blake and I were going back and forth about Hugh Jackman not being involved, and he made a great point that he's been involved in so many of because he said that his next Wolverine movie is his last appearance as Wolverine. And but he's been in so many that if they do another X-Men movie with Marvel and Fox working together, it will be a sequel to an established franchise, which creates a whole bunch of rights issues and probably payment issues for a legacy actor like Hugh Jackman.
I read that. I actually did read this, and so I'll just add my 2 cents to this conversation.
Yeah.
That they're adding one more member to the Fantastic Four. Did you see this? They're adding. It's going to be the Fantastic Five.
Oh yeah.
And the 5th character is Pan, the guy in the new movie.
Oh yeah.
So he's going to be able to fly, and he's got a fairy friend.
Is
that not true?
There actually is a Fantastic Five.
Is there really?
Well, they had a robot. I forget. I think it's Herbie. I think the robot was Herbie, if I'm not mistaken, in the comic series. Not Herpes. That would be your robot.
Herpes. Okay.
Yeah, Herpes the robot.
Does he cause you pain?
And his cat.
Once every 3 months?
Yes, he does. And then I think it's Herbie. Any comic nerds can call me out on that. But they also had a kid. Sue Storm and Reed Richards have a kid, and he appeared and he had powers, of course.
It Pan?
And that's why the Incredibles. It's not Pan. That's why the Incredibles was such a. All the comic fans were just saying, "What the hell are you doing? You're just ripping off Fantastic Four."
Yeah.
Now it's all owned by the same company, so it doesn't matter.
So wait a second. So the Fantastic Four is going back underneath the Marvel umbrella?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the rumor.
Where was it before this, in DC?
Fox has had it, and they had to make that Fantastic Four movie to launch this year, or they would have lost the rights back to Marvel.
This is the same reason why we get too many Spider-Mans.
Absolutely. Sony will lose the Spider-Man license if they didn't make the movies, and that's why they planned this huge. Well, they have, and so Fox is seeing the light, and I think that what's going to happen is we are moving towards all of the Marvel characters on screen together, or crossing over like crazy. And the other thing that's happening too is that the Marvel movies that are coming are all kind of ending up being team-up movies. There's tons of characters in Civil War, but the Hulk has been confirmed to be in the next Thor movie.
Is this exciting?
For me, it is. Okay. For you, I can see you slowly dying inside.
I am, but I'm trying to play along.
Okay, all right.
So what will will they go out, or will they fight crime together?
In Thorland. What's Thor's land called again?
Asgard.
Asgard. Yeah, thank you. I can't remember.
Why do I know this?
I don't know. You know it. You've been there.
Because it hurts me every time I go.
But
so Thor will go to Asgard
and bring Hulk with him, because Hulk goes on a journey at the end of Age of Ultron, right? We don't know where Hulk is going emotionally.
That's how I got herpes. I went on a journey.
Okay.
Same journey that Hulk's going on that he's going to bring into Thor's Asgard.
Why red dots?
So, I'm sorry for all the herpes jokes. Some of you actually have herpes, and I'm sorry. I really am sincerely
herpes.
Sorry. I probably have it.
Make Hulk mad.
Herpes does make Hulk mad. So, what else? Are there other comic book? You want to talk about Batman and Superman?
There's more superhero stuff coming.
Batman and Superman. Can we talk about Batman and Superman? I know those two.
Yeah, they're the Batmobile from the BVS movie will be in Arkham Knight. You'll be able to drive this cool car, and they've also got the short-eared, stocky, beefed-up Batfleck character skin, so you'll be able to be Ben Affleck in a video game now.
Woo! In Arkham Knight?
In Arkham Knight, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Before the movie comes out, so great marketing, more great marketing. Hopefully the movie is fantastic.
Yes.
But I've always loved the design, and I've always loved the way that the costume looks, so I'm very excited to be able to...
Why can't they just leave the movie Batman in its own world and leave the video game Batman, the Kevin Conroy Batman, in his world? Why do they have to do this? Why do they have to do this? Why is that okay with you?
Money.
Well,
no,
they're just
why they want to do it.
Skins.
But why do they want to do it though?
They're skins, because I think you can't not think of other variations when you consume this stuff. When you watch an Avengers animated show, you can't not think of, and it's Adrian. What's his last name?
Brody.
No, I forget his name.
Curry.
That plays Tony Stark, and he's in the Heroes. Adrian Pasdar, who always plays Tony Stark in the series, and it's our friend Roger Craig Smith playing Captain America. You can't not think of Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr. But it's okay that they can be different, And so when I'm playing Batman video games, of course I'm thinking about the Nolan movies. And now, if the new Batman is cool, we'll be thinking about the new one.
But I don't want them to come into that world.
Well, this is pretty unprecedented because we did the making of Arkham Asylum, and we got pretty tight with Rocksteady and Warner Brothers during that whole process. They were very, very siloed. They had nothing to do with each other, and then slowly they started to see the value. Obviously, fans want to cross the universes, and with Arkham City, a lot of the DLC was introduced, a lot of the costuming, and they had the animated series Batman, the Frank Miller Batman, but they had to break down doors because nobody wanted to talk with anybody. Everybody was very clear that this couldn't sound like it couldn't look like it, he couldn't be Christian Bale. They were very, very separate. The movie team, had their own biases about all of this stuff, and so when we were even doing interviews for that documentary, that there was sensitivity about referencing any of the Batman stuff. But now it's
Batman free for all.
Now it's embraced, and
everybody in.
And that has got a large part has to be with the fact that the games have been successful. Yes, but Warner Brothers video game division is one of the most successful. It's number one. They're the number one publisher in the industry right now, but they're also one of the most successful elements of Warner Brothers. And the guy that's running Warner Brothers as a whole corporate company came from the video game space.
Okay.
So they have a lot more respect for it. So that's why we're going to see, and also, Jeff Johns is a huge gamer as well and respects it and totally understands and he's the creative director at Warner Brothers in DC. So he sees the cross value there.
Okay. I'm glad these things are making you happy.
Okay. Yes, that's
good. Let's talk about Star Wars.
Yeah.
Woo! Get all of the shit done on today's show.
Come
Star Wars,
on.
there's a new trailer
Yes.
and a new poster. Everyone jack off at the same time.
Yes, that's the trailer is supposed to be on Monday.
Jesus Christ.
I don't really want to see any more trailers.
No,
I just want
don't
to see
either.
them. I
Like,
want to
don't
see
wanna
the movie.
I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want any.
Well,
any
it's
other
our
tip.
job.
Like,
It's our
the
job to
more,
talk
like,
about it.
Here's more of the movie. Like, we're gonna have seen like 45 minutes of it before you even get in the
No.
goddamn
No,
theater.
They've been
If
very
you look
good.
At the teasers, there haven't been any trailers. There's just been 2 teasers that don't really show that much.
I
of the
saw a
movie.
lady riding a thing, and then I saw the man when he
but
took his thing
there
off. and he
haven't
had
been
a-
any official like log lines or explanations about what the
I feel
actual
like I know
plot
too
is
much
about.
already. I
But
know
you don't
too
have
much.
any idea what the plot of the
That's
movie
okay.
is.
That's okay.
But you
I
have to
don't wanna
tell
know.
people what a movie is about before they
I know,
go
but
see
stop teasing this thing. Like, stop it.
it.
Like,
It's
just
not a
leave it
tease. It's a
alone.
trailer.
This is
Like, the
this
trailer is a tease, fucker. What are you doing?
this is one where they actually don't have to do a damn thing.
They don't. Just
Yeah,
leave
but
it
they
alone.
should. I mean, you have to at least have a 2-sentence description.
Well,
of what
the
plot of
the
movie
only
is.
reason to is to get it in the news everywhere around the
Always,
world at the
every
same
day.
same time, and everybody's excited because we are all excited for it. But this is one that does not need to have pre-sale at all. It's going to be packed for months, and it's a pre-sold thing. You know, like we all want to go, and there's because of that, I don't really want to see too much more. I know I will, but I don't.
You're already sold, but they need to sell like the casual audience who doesn't follow this stuff every day.
Listen,
Sure.
Like, they need to sell my mom. They want
Yeah.
my mom to go see it.
Yeah.
Right?
Because yes, they've invested billions into this world, into this universe. They're building that whole theme park. You heard about all that in Disneyland, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I heard about it.
So that, I mean, it's not just this movie. It's every aspect of Disney is invested all the way through on Star Wars. So Blake's right. They need to get people that don't care about
Blake's
this every
always
day.
right.
Blake is kind of always right.
Always right,
It fucking
once again.
pisses me off.
But the thing
How do
is,
we stop
I just
that?
want to say this
Yes.
one little warning, and I know we've said it before on the
Okay.
show.
Okay.
J.J. Abrams did pretty well with Star Trek, but it all ran out of gas. And
Yeah.
the same thing could happen with this. Like, it could
Well-
all be over in 6 months. They're going to keep spewing out movies and spewing content, but it might not mean anything ultimately.
One of the smart things, I agree with you. One of the smart things that he's doing is he's not committing to direct all of this stuff. He's stepping back. He'll produce, he'll oversee, but he only wanted to put his directorial thumbprint on the first movie, and I think speaks
He's
well.
He's not producing the.
He's not involved at all.
I don't think he is. No.
I think he will be. I think he's going to be setting some tone, right? Because they all have to kind of follow thematically.
I think it's more just Kathleen Kennedy is the one in charge.
I'd be surprised if JJ and Bad Robot weren't involved. I would be very surprised because he's invested into this universe in a massive way. But that excites me because he isn't gonna overextend himself. And I think what he has done too with this movie, as opposed to Star Trek, where he was still kind of cutting his teeth and still kind of showing that he could shepherd these massive blockbusters at the same time as building his huge production company and involved with 5 or 6 TV shows at the same time and producing other movies for other people and stuff. He was totally overextended by the time he got to Into Darkness.
I just don't like the weight of all Star Wars, and it's not even here yet. And already
Yeah.
I just feel this burden of like, oh my God, now there's a trailer on I got to carry that too. Now there's
Yeah.
a new movie poster.
Yeah.
Now they've already announced a miniseries, and now Netflix has this.
Well,
and now they've announced 3 sequels.
And think of
It's just like-
how much I'm already spending on action figures too. I mean, you got
I know already.
It's
And you're still trying to auction off your Phantom Menace action figures at the same time. So
no, I burned those in effigy. there was a big pit scene in my backyard.
So there's gonna be more Star Wars. We're gonna talk about it next week, I guess.
Yeah.
When does the trailer come out?
On
Blake?
Monday.
Monday. Okay.
Yeah.
The poster comes out this Sunday.
So okay.
What time on Monday? Maybe we should
5
do.
p.m.
Oh, okay. We won't
And
all
it's
be
going to be
hanging
during
together.
a football game apparently, and then it'll be
Yeah.
posted online like.
It
5
is
minutes
football
later.
and baseball season. This is a busy
Yeah.
sports season,
Yes.
and also hockey season just started up. So everybody is distracted right
and
now.
video game season
And
and
video game
TV
season.
season. Like
So-
The Walking Dead has started, and
Like-
Flash and Arrow have started.
You're trying to keep me in the loop with Batman versus Superman, and in the loop with Star Wars or Star Trek or Star Wars. I mean, and it's too much right now.
Yeah,
Like
and-
I just feel that I feel myself short circuiting. I just want to go back to Bloodborne. Thank you.
Which was months ago.
Which is simple.
And you mentioned Star Trek. They just wrapped shooting on Spock yesterday. I just saw.
You know who I saw the other day at the Scotiabank Theater?
Who?
Was that guy who plays Bones?
Really?
Yeah.
Carl Urban?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
This was a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
It was when we saw in Dubai for a few weeks.
It was when we saw.
Did
he's
they shoot?
always in Vancouver.
Yeah, it's when we
though.
saw The Martian. You saw that.
Yeah,
that
it's
was
when
like
we
3
saw The
weeks
Martian.
ago.
I thought it was 2
And
weeks ago.
did they shoot Star Trek here in Vancouver?
They shot a lot of it here, and then they've been in Dubai shooting for the last few weeks.
Okay. Well, they wrapped on Spock yesterday. I just saw.
They wrapped everything.
Yeah, everything's done.
Everything's wrapped for done.
But I was
Okay,
going
wow.
up the
Okay.
escalator. He was going down.
Right.
He's such a handsome man.
Did you guys both
Who
stare
was
at
he
each
going
other?
down on?
He was with a woman though.
He was
with
on
a
an
lady.
escalator.
Oh, okay.
With a apparently someone who was special to him.
Oh, yeah?
They may or may not have been canoodling.
Okay, cool.
It was a private moment. I like Carl Urban a lot. I really like his face.
Yeah. He was a great Judge Dredd.
One which we never saw his face.
Yeah.
What else?
He's a good dude.
I really
think,
like him.
yeah,
I wish
he was. Remember him as the bad guy in Born Identity?
Yeah.
He was terrific in that.
Oh,
He's got
yeah,
a
he
real physical.
He seems like a real presence.
Yeah.
You know, and he,
Him and Eric Bana.
Yeah, I
both
like
both
Carl
The bad
Urban.
guy in the second Bourne movie.
Second one,
The
okay.
Bourne Supremacy.
Okay.
But I enjoy his work, and I think I'm not into men, but I like his face.
Okay. All right. You
I
sure
like
you're not
her
into
face.
men? Not sure.
Still not.
Not sure.
Still
okay.
not into men.
Okay. Blake wrote us a whole list because
Yeah,
he
give us
does
the
all that
rest.
stuff.
Yeah.
He's awesome. Let's switch off of movies and talk about something for
Video
real.
games.
No.
Yes.
We're going to talk about Jupiter. There's a couple things. Did you hear about the megastructures?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to talk about that for a second. Okay, Jupiter's big red eye, the storm, it's getting smaller.
My red eye is getting bigger.
For those who don't know, the red eye.
What are you talking about?
Okay, I'll
What
explain.
Yeah.
The big circle on Jupiter is a
Alright.
storm. It's a hurricane that's been there for 10,000 years because
Yeah.
it's this giant hurricane, and it's getting smaller because they.
Is it Cars
Cars 2?
or is it Obama?
I don't know.
Okay.
No, but because I think it's the Voyager, one of the spacecraft that just went by it, took some new pictures, and it's getting a lot smaller.
A
it's
lot
gonna-
smaller.
Yeah, it's probably going to be gone in, I don't know, maybe a few thousand years.
Hey, how's The Martian
Wow.
doing at the box office?
Pretty well.
Okay. It's got legs. You see it?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
it's
want to
got
see
the
it.
second biggest October opening, right in the
But
number
what
one
else
is
does it have to
Gravity.
compete with at this point?
Well, it's been beating a lot of the
There's,
competition.
there's
It's
some
like Pan bombed.
Pan. Did it
The
bomb?
walk, yeah,
Yeah,
it beat the walk.
destroyed.
The walk bombed.
Yeah.
And sleeping with other people, we both liked
Yeah.
a lot.
That aired today. That airs today. That's out
Yeah,
today.
sleeping with other people.
Yeah.
Alison
That's
Brie?
on.
Allison Brie and
And,
It's on
Jason
ESPN.TV
Sudeikis.
right
yeah,
now.
yeah,
Man, I liked that a lot.
yeah. That was a lot of fun. It was a smart movie.
I really liked it. I don't
Great,
know why.
great
It-
repartee.
Horrible last 20 minutes, but everything before that was great.
Yeah, it turned into Lord of the Rings.
Jesus Christ.
No, that was solid. It feels like there's some good movies popping up every week. You know, we just
you
saw
guys have been seeing a lot.
we
I
just
haven't
saw
seen as many.
Rock the Casbah, and that review will air next week. And you know, just,
I didn't see it. You saw it.
but saw Jobs that airs today.
Oh, you
saw
did?
Bridge of Spies that airs
Did
today.
you like Jobs?
Jobs was great. Steve Jobs, I think.
That means
Jobs
you
was
did.
the Ashton Kutcher one. Yeah, it was really great. It was awesome. I'm an Aaron Sorkin fan, but I think if you're not an Aaron Sorkin fan, if you find him totally pretentious and too out of time, because
I didn't
Aaron
like
Sorkin,
Newsroom.
I love that show, but he writes stuff like he lives in the 1930s, and he's also so preachy and so artificial, so stagey that it can be really off-putting. But I love the acrobatics that is required on the part of the actors to be able to handle all that language and to move across the screen like that.
I
It's
just don't
impressive.
know because everybody's a business now. Everybody's he's representative of the Aaron Sorkin brand.
Yeah.
I don't know how much it's like Andy Warhol. It's like how much what does Andy Warhol really paint? And he has a lot of other people who do the painting for him. But
Yeah.
he oversees everything.
Andy Warhol is dead.
I know he's dead. Thank you very much for that.
This just in.
And there's apparently a storm that's getting smaller on Jupiter.
Yeah. But let me tell you the
you know what I'm saying?
megastructure thing. Have you heard about this?
No, but I'm just saying. Well, I'll just leave it behind.
Okay.
Aaron Sorkin. I don't know. I like the direction he goes in. It feels very unique, but I don't know how much is him anymore. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like part of it might be the Borg.
Yeah. That there is. I know exactly what you're saying. There's a
Do
ton
you?
of that in Hollywood where there's subcontracted stuff. Like a lot of these effects houses. Everybody knows this. A lot of these effects houses, they will take the credit, do the work, but they'll subcontract it out
sure.
to a person, one guy in a
He probably
workstation.
has 45 writers
Right.
who write things, and then he's still got a job, but there are other
They
people.
massage it. Yeah.
Yeah, they massage it.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's the superstructure?
This
thing?
is ridiculous. I mean, it's total theory right
Is it
now.
still Jupiter?
No,
Not
this
theory, it's a
It's a hypothesis. And it's a scientific one that has been kind of not discredited by the entire sort of astronomy sort of community out there.
Yeah. So do you want me to explain what it is?
No, I'll explain it.
Okay.
It's there is light coming from a star that's about 1.5 light years away, so it's way too far away to get to, that has been flickering in some really random patterns. And so astronomers that have been looking at this thing and measuring it for a number of years now are starting to think that it may be an alien-created megastructure that is meant to house the energy that they get from the star out there. Because they figure, and the hypothesis is that if an advanced alien civilization is out there and has gone beyond what we are capable of, they will have learned how to harness in a massive way the energy, the free energy that's coming from a star out there. And it's the only thing currently that kind of makes sense with the way that the light is flickering as it gets to Earth. And there's a bunch of other things that it could be, like a destroyed asteroid or some kind of cosmic debris, but the megastructures thing is the one that people seem to think has the most validity.
It's found by the Kepler telescope, which is meant to look for planets.
Yeah.
And so it looks for light dimming in front of a star, which means there's a planet there. But the problem is it's dimming so much that the object that's doing it would have to be bigger than a planet, like bigger than a planet can actually be. Because when a planet gets too big, the core goes nuclear and it becomes a star. But the problem is, like, all of the reasons why it can't be a natural phenomenon, they're like the things that discredit it being a comet or whatever, also discredit it being a megastructure. So it could be some sort of alien creation, but it's like, if you look at the list of possible explanations, it's like at the bottom. It's not. It could be, but a lot of more likely explanations.
And I think that's the correct way to kind of approach all of this stuff. But just the fact that the whole sort of space searching, scientific community out there is considering that it might be an alien civilization that has created a megastructure.
That's pretty cool.
It's amazing, right?
But the thing is to remember, like, this isn't the first time something like this has happened. When they first discovered the first pulsar, which are stars that blink.
Yeah.
Like, they thought, oh, what is this? Because it blinks like it's like a radar signal. So they thought, oh, it must be an alien who made it. But then we learned what pulsars are, and there's a few other things like that. So
for sure, we know so little.
We know so little. Like, this could be something that we don't understand, right?
But I'm sticking with megastructure.
I think it's very interesting. I think it's also, this could be a new story created by the people promoting the new X-Files series.
Right. Or The Martian.
But I wish something like this would happen.
It's coming, man.
I mean, I want it to come,
It's
and
coming.
I feel like we're not going to live long enough to figure it out.
Yeah.
And so we're just going to have these question marks, and then we're just going to, so.
We as humans?
Yeah. I mean, not everybody, but I feel like, the planet's going to get exhausted at some point, so maybe aliens can help us.
I think that we will merge man and machine, and whatever that future evolution of humanity becomes, will live long enough to discover other similar,
like a couple hundred years from now,
biomechanical organics or whatever.
Kids in school will learn about us, and they'll be like, "Geez, those monkeys used to do a show."
Like
we have no clothes. Like look how they put plaid on.
Why are they always wearing plaid, those monkeys?
But that's gonna be.
You think there'll be kids
years.
in school?
Yeah.
I think they will just go clink. Okay, and with newborns, you know everything.
You can see the future better than I can.
Don't you? I mean,
Maybe.
we're already moving towards that.
Yeah.
Like, won't it just be like, whoa, I know kung fu? Won't it just be that?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Won't it be? I mean, honestly, like, we are steps from that already. Isn't it just going to be like, okay, everybody knows everything now?
I think there's still big steps, though.
Big steps, sure. But, like...
I hope it happens. I'd like to see something amazing in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Like something just jaw-dropping.
Something crazy has happened this week with Tesla. They updated the Tesla cars to the 7.0 version. And so Model S's that are out on the road now are kind of the autonomous cars. You can drive down the highway, hit some buttons, and they will drive themselves.
We both need that.
Yeah, I'm actually hoping because they announced this. There's a great theory that the SUV that they just announced, the X or whatever it's called, is going to be used by the taxi companies and Uber and stuff like that. It has gull wing doors like DeLorean doors that can lift up even in super tight spaces. And it also has seats that can readjust in the back and everything. So there's a theory that this will be an autonomous service vehicle. So rental agencies and companies like Uber and Lyft and stuff will have them. They won't have to pay for drivers. They'll just have to buy the cars, and they'll take you anywhere you want to go.
I think, part of the fascination and our ongoing fascination with Star Wars, to go back, and, I'm not talking about J.J. Abrams and the new Star Wars, but part of the fascination for all of us and the seduction for all of us as kids was that you felt like that future was somehow accessible.
Yeah.
You felt like, oh, that's going to be in my lifetime. I mean, that was part of the fiction for me. Was that I felt like I wanted to get there, and I wanted those kinds of things to happen. I wanted a monkey to be my friend, and he could drive the spaceship with me. A Wookiee, not monkey.
Walking carpet, I think.
I want something amazing like that to happen, and I think
every day there is something amazing happening.
I mean, like Star Warsian, like something so forward thinking, and that makes me excited. Like, I love the fact that you guys are talking about this.
Have you seen?
I know it's cool
these?
for sure, but they've been around for like 6 years now.
I know, but
I'm ready to take another step.
Okay. Well, what would that?
Virtual reality next year.
Yeah, virtual reality, but I want to go into the holodeck. I love reading about stuff where they have these things that make soldiers invisible now, in Ghost Recon
stealth
and
camo,
stuff.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I just like that stuff makes me excited, and I want more of that. I want something really, really, really amazing.
I saw something pretty cool yesterday where there is computer software which will form a host's face around whatever somebody translating stuff is going to say. So to a viewer watching somebody's stuff get translated into the mouth shapes and the facial patterns of their chosen language, that can all happen in real time right now. So you record the translator's face, and then they attach all of that facial recognition data in real time, all of the expressions and the mouth movements, to whoever is up on stage or in front of a camera or whatever on a screen. And it's like you could be speaking in English, but then you're speaking in Hindi or something like that, with the mannerisms all happening in real time.
But it's also a way to keep Tupac alive.
And that for sure is going to be happening. Absolutely. What did I just watch? Oh, the Ant-Man movie where we saw young Michael Douglas. We're going to be seeing so much more of that happen, where there is going to be CG versions of actors just cut right into the movie. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, maybe that's how they're going to do Indiana Jones.
Why are we still aging, though? Why are we still aging? I mean,
because we're not robots yet.
You're 29, I'm 28.
I know. That's old enough, right?
But I feel like we're almost caught up with Michael Douglas now. I feel like he's slowing down and we're going faster.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
You don't know what I mean.
Well, I think that happens as we get a little closer to 30, like we are.
Well, I mean, we are very close. And I'm hoping to really...
And the changes start to become a little more noticeable.
I'm really hoping to get pussy for the first time soon.
Okay.
But...
I thought you had 2 of them.
I feel like...
Oh.
I mean,
the terrible joke squad just rolled in.
Yeah, that was really great.
Hello. Okay.
But you know how you look at people's ages now? You look at David Duchovny and you're like, wow, he's got to be like 1,000, right? He's like 2 years older than I am, It's just like, like for some reason that psychology has collapsed now at some point.
Right.
Or maybe he started to lie about his age, which you and I need to start doing.
Right, yes. I know, because we're almost 30. Okay, let's talk about the Nintendo NX.
What about it?
Tell me everything you know.
Well, I just feel like it's too soon to even talk. Like, this is another rumor area.
This is total rumor.
Like, what the hell?
Okay, there are 2 rumors. Can we mention this?
Go ahead.
Okay, there's a rumor that it will have the
false.
The chipset and horsepower equivalent to something like the PS4 or Xbox One.
Yeah, that was in the Wall Street Journal, so that's a pretty legit news source.
Yeah, and I've heard that the dev kits are out. That's confirmed. They're out there. People are working on software for it, which isn't a surprise. The other rumor is that it's kind of a mobile console hybrid with Google powered or Android powered horsepower.
You know, the thing with Nintendo is, and if you look at Nintendo's history, this is interesting and also a little sad.
Yeah.
I feel like every time they have a step forward, they have a step back. So, with the Wii, that was a bizarre step forward.
Sure.
And they completely did what Nintendo always does, which is they just did whatever the hell they wanted to do, and they didn't really give a shit what gamers were going to be happy with, what people were going to be happy with. And sometimes they connect better than anyone else.
Yeah.
But they don't place conservative bets. And I feel like the Wii U was a bet in the wrong direction. And it makes me sad that the Wii U is done. Like it's a failure. People's third-party publishers, third-party developers stopped working on games for it. And I feel like it deserved better. It had problems, and it just couldn't we couldn't overcome those problems. Developers couldn't overcome those problems.
I mean, it's such a confluence amount of problems.
Yeah.
With this particular product, it wasn't just the console hardware space was changing and the evolution there, and it was the amount of choice that we're talking about here. It was mobile phones and tablets and everything else sort of changing.
What do you want a new Nintendo console to do though? Like it's going to have some more power. I think they experimented with this touchscreen. It didn't work.
Yeah.
I hate that touchscreen.
Jose wants me to say the word Bayonetta.
Yeah,
Bayonetta.
For sure.
No, they're
of course.
like
There's great
Bayonetta.
stuff. Absolutely.
It's a great machine. It's proven itself to be totally
touchscreen
worthwhile.
Drives me crazy. I hate that touchscreen.
Well, they are definitely in the touchscreen business from now on.
So you think they're going to have another touchscreen on this one?
100%. And what makes that absolutely the case is Super Mario Maker is their Minecraft. Maybe not yet.
Right.
Maybe not yet.
Very small.
Maybe not yet. But now they have a model for building out every other platform that they have. They could have a Donkey Kong Maker. They could have a Zelda Maker. And the touchscreen was 100% necessary for that product to even exist.
But in the short period of time,
yes,
that electronics have existed, or touchscreen electronics.
Yeah.
What seemed forward-thinking when the Wii U first came out
it was a total
immediately
detriment.
gone.
Yes,
yeah,
you couldn't walk away with it.
On this thing, look at this thing. This is amazing. Look,
it wasn't multi-touch.
Reggie Fils-Aimé in an interview a couple months ago said exactly what you're saying, Scott.
Yeah.
He admitted that when they developed the touchscreen for the first time, it was really cool, but by the time it actually came out, it was like
every time I try to click on it, it's just like I got to press this thing 5 times.
Still, in terms of Super Mario Maker, it does its job really dependably. And
is that okay?
Arvik's basement thing went out. What happened there?
I got it.
Okay.
Samsung is taking over.
Yeah. Hi, Samsung. Enjoy your free publicity.
What are we going to do with our Wii U's, though? What are we going to do with them? Can we donate them somewhere?
Well, we'll still be playing it for a long time to come. There's still some great software coming for it.
Jose's right. I do love Bayonetta 2.
There's some great games, and they also have, whether it hits sales numbers or whatever, they have turned the corner on their money, and they're making lots of money. But the smartest play I think they made, and we were all scared of it coming, but they've done it on their own terms, is their mobile stuff, which we're going to find out about very soon. But now they're in the mobile business with touchscreen technology, owning a big chunk of a mobile company, understanding the community aspects around that. We don't want to play free-to-play shit that has a Nintendo logo on it. We want to play great games, but they know how to make great games, and they're in all kinds of interesting new businesses now. And what I want from the new Nintendo machine is the ability to play any Nintendo game I want, anywhere I want, and any way that I want. And if they can do that with this thing where, like I'm playing Woolly World, I love the game. I think it's a terrific game. I think it would be a great 3DS game. But I can't play Woolly World in the 3DS, and that seems ridiculous to me. If there was a great Nintendo handheld that I could play console quality stuff on my TV and away from my TV, I'd be very excited about that.
Okay.
And I'm playing Chibi Robo at the same time. Chibi Robo is great. It's a fun 2D platformer. It's not as fun as Woolly World, and they're both out at pretty much the same time. I'd rather play Woolly World and be able to take that with me wherever I go.
I hear you. I don't think you're wrong, but I don't want that personally. I don't need all. You like to have all your games with you at all times.
And Apple is the one that's providing that, and Android is the one that's providing that. And now they're going to do it with their versions of consoles. The Apple TV is going to have controller support. The Android gaming systems It can hook up to TV sets. You can carry the exact same game everywhere you go.
Well, I know
same loading, the same save points and the whole thing.
I'm 28 and you're 29.
Yep. It's established.
Marissa and I just reviewed a movie.
She's 13.
She is 13 now. Yeah, so hopefully she'll get her permit soon and she'll be able to learn how to drive.
Okay.
You're teaching her, by the way.
Yeah.
But the when you look at your phone, I get distracted.
I'm just keeping on.
Because I think you're gonna hear what I'm saying, and then I realize you just never listen.
I do. I'm hearing you right now.
And
what
now
are you
we're
saying?
having classic beef.
Go for it. What were you gonna say?
We just watched a documentary called Nintendo Quest.
Yes.
I can't reveal how we feel about it, though it's pretty positive. The review will air soon. But watching this guy based in Toronto collect 678 Nintendo cartridges, I got a little horny.
Yeah.
I don't collect anything. I don't save anything. I'm not like you are, for sure. I'm not like this guy is, for sure. But just seeing those cartridges, seeing those old games, just letting them be isolated on the NES.
Yeah.
Like, I'm okay with that. And I think if I really wanted to play Punch-Out, I should have to dig out my NES and I should have to somehow hook it up to my monitor somehow.
Yeah.
Like I enjoy that process. I think part of the enjoyment of playing Punch-Out is the machinery itself that was designed to play the game. So I don't want all of these games to sort of just cross over to everything and save my save points, and then I can play it before movie starts or whatever you're doing. I'm not a big fan of that. I'm not.
Yeah.
Did you hear anything I said?
Yeah. No. You. I did. I heard everything that you said, and
I hope Scott shuts up soon.
No.
To say.
No, but I'm thinking that
still moving.
I'm thinking that there's two thoughts around that. I think that there's going to be this new sub-market that's going to grow out of the desire to have that nostalgic, tangible connection to the classics, and it's really fun. And certainly there are companies like their Retron 5 and stuff like that that are developing their own businesses based on our desire to have that. There's even I forget what the name of these guys are, but they bought a bunch of old Jaguar consoles, and they've retrofitted those to play cartridges of our favorite mobile games and indie games that are now they're starting to develop these. They kickstarted this whole thing. It's a cool idea. I like that idea. I think that's great. But I also do like the idea of owning a vast library of content that I can access anywhere. And when I started to think about that, just as you were talking, because my mind often wanders when you're talking. Ooh, it was the
Happy Halloween, everybody.
The Nintendo NX. Maybe NX stands for Nintendo Experience. Maybe Maybe what they mean is you can experience this stuff wherever you want to go. Maybe that's the heart of what that platform is.
It could be a reference to mankind's first Warp 5 starship, the NX-01.
Or it could be a Star Trek reference. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Good job. Okay.
I didn't hear anything you said, Vic. All I heard was this. Wah, 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 wah,
you heard my
wah, wah, wah.
my Charlie Brown impression, my Charlie Brown parent impression. Twilight Princess HD coming for the Wii U.
That's
Excited?
just a rumor.
I think it's coming.
That's another. Why are we doing all these rumors now?
No, they found it in. They found that.
Some company, like Amazon, posted it. Or
Yeah, somebody posted
it. Hasn't been announced.
It's
yet.
coming. I mean, the Nathan Drake collection.
Zelda's delayed again.
The Nathan Drake collection was that was revealed exactly the same way.
Sword HD collection.
I want that for sure.
I love the Skyward Sword.
Yeah, that game was amazing, except for the amount of waggling and how much your hand hurt at the end of it.
You know how much I waggle all the time.
I know you've got super developed muscles.
It's Friday night. I'm waggling tonight. Halloween.
Everyone, let's waggle.
Yeah, what do you got?
Do you guys want to do a lightning round of questions?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Swangor mentioned that he just saw Vic's TED Talk.
Yeah.
And I told him that Scott is going to do.
That's
Vic's
right.
TED Talk.
I don't know. Were we allowed to reveal that?
Yes.
I saw it on the internet. So
it was.
It's
they
revealed.
announced it on Monday.
That's awesome. Fantastic.
Yes, thank you, Vic.
Scott Jones is going to be doing a TEDx Vancouver 2015 talk, and
buy your tickets now.
Yeah, you can buy your tickets. It's open to a lot more people because it's being held at the Rogers.
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to do
arena
that.
Here, right?
Yeah, I don't have any inside information.
It's not the whole thing.
It's a little corner of
but
it.
It's massive. It's the biggest event that they've thrown so far in their multi-year history so far.
Yes, they asked me to do it, and I said, well, you can call my agent.
Yeah.
He'll figure it out.
It's an amazing honor, isn't it?
Yeah, it is for sure. I'm nervous as hell, but I'll just go and do my best. Maybe I'll see you guys there.
Do you think I was so freaking nervous when I did it.
I know you were the last one too, which is they knew you were strong.
Are you doing the last one?
No, they talked about it, but I don't know yet. They talked about maybe making me the last one. But
okay, well you saw me do it, so
you look so cool. You were so smooth. You never sweat.
I've
never seen you nervous.
I was so
then
freaking
later you
out.
always tell me, "Oh, I was so nervous."
I was telling him I couldn't do it. I was telling our contacts over there on the night before. I'm like, I can't do it. I can't memorize all of this stuff, and I didn't end up memorizing everything because I just couldn't.
A little teleprompter.
They did, but they're. Haven't they told you this yet?
No, they don't tell me anything.
They will be telling you. They are going to encourage you to memorize as much of it as you can, and that's going to be.
My brain doesn't work so well.
Well, do what you can, but after you hear all the other amazing speakers, anyways, but now you've
Hopefully I won't have the Victor Lucas position.
Well, you've seen me do it, and you've seen other ones.
Closer.
And you've seen other people do it. I can't wait to hear yours. You haven't told me what your speech is yet. It's
about STDs and how to protect
of course.
yourself.
It's just pretty much like a Vic Spaceman podcast.
No, I don't know. It's about last year, so it's pretty straightforward. I don't know. It's not
when is that on Monday?
What?
When is your TED Talk? It's on Monday?
No,
it's next month. It's a month, I think, from this week.
Okay, people in the chat want to know. So
it's amazing.
I'll post a link.
And then what they do, it takes about a month or something like that. But after that, they put everything up on YouTube. So if you can't make it to the thing, I encourage you to go though. I mean, experiencing one of these TED Talks,
have to be there.
You've got to go. Yeah, I encourage you to go, especially because they asked you to do it and you've got to give a talk. So please go. But if you've never been, it's amazing. You see some really, really incredible, heartfelt messages. From interesting people that have gone through some stuff, and certainly you've gone through some really crazy stuff.
Yeah,
so.
I have.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just hope it's okay. Thank you for bringing it up. I had no plans to bring it up here.
I thought we weren't allowed to yet, so that's great. So the world can know.
They just announced it this week.
That's awesome.
They needed a headshot, and they had this bio for me, and I didn't like the bio, so I pushed back, and they didn't like my headshot, and so there was... Anyway, we're not off to the best start, but we're going to smooth things over.
All right.
Yeah.
Are you getting a new picture, or what are you doing?
Well, it's too late now. They took some pictures when I went up to the office.
Yeah.
When I did my meeting with them, and they just used one of those.
Okay.
So I still look pretty handsome.
All right, good. So it's all up there.
It's all up there. Yep, it's all up there. It's all out there, baby.
So is it on the TED site or the?
It's on the TEDx Vancouver.
TEDxvancouver.com.
I'll post a link on the EPN Twitter.
That is awesome.
Sure. Thanks, guys, for talking about this. I really didn't expect.
Okay, I can change the subject then.
Yeah.
Okay. John Nicholas wants to know: can esports be an equal to other sports like baseball? So can esports take on?
I think eventually. I think a few more years.
I think they already have.
I saw, in terms of money and in terms of viewership, I think in some. It'll be interesting though, because sports, I think, cross a threshold. They cross a huge demographic that esports has yet to do. I think that there's a specific group of people that really love esports and will follow it, and that group is very large and growing, and they will age and they will share that passion with their family members. But that's what sports has as an advantage, is they have parents that pass it on and grandparents that pass it on.
If you look at something like the NFL wasn't really in its kind of prime time mode the way that it is now. Like they earned so much money in the NFL, but it really was a business that they had to figure out and they had to build.
Sure.
But it's not just that. It's not just them becoming more sophisticated in the way they promote themselves, but it's also the way in which it's the time that you live in too. This is the right time for the NFL to kind of really flourish.
Yeah.
And it feels like it's all kind of coming together, and they just get bigger and richer, and everybody's making all kinds of money all over the place.
Well, the best thing that esports has for it, I think, that's different from the sort of professional sports that we know, is that every year a new sport is introduced, a new way to play and imagine. And I think when we start thinking about robotics and VR as part of the esports equation, we're going to see some pretty incredible stuff.
Right.
I think that could, like, imagine a human-controlled giant robot fighting esport thing. I think that will probably happen.
Real Steel.
Yeah, I think Real Steel is going to happen.
They sort of already have that.
Yeah, they have battle bots and stuff, but I think it will probably be one-to-one you're swinging fists, and I think it's going to be crazy in the next few years.
Yeah.
I mean, I read in Wired like 10 years ago that by the 2020 Olympics, Sony was going to, and I'm sure, everything has changed, but Sony was going to have a robot soccer team that could beat the Olympic gold medalists.
I hope that happens.
Wouldn't that be wouldn't the entire planet tune in to watch the robot soccer team play the gold medal champions at the Olympics?
Come on, robot soccer team.
I mean, that would be crazy.
What kind of win is that, though, if the robots
it'd
win?
be frightening as hell.
Yeah,
all of it would
exactly
be scary
what's
as hell,
happen.
for sure.
So
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Somebody, Make It So #1 wants to know, are Steam machines a viable threat to consoles?
I think so.
I think Steam is a viable threat to consoles.
I mean, the platform of Steam.
It already is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
And you look at the ways in which the Xbox One and the PS4 have and Nintendo kind of like in turnaround with the Wii U.
Yeah.
You see that there's growth that needs to happen on the console front, but Steam seems to be growing exponentially.
I don't know if the machines themselves, because they are really, like, I think if you are such a big fan of the idea of jumping into PC gaming to begin with, I don't know if you'd be satisfied with an underpowered, plugged-in PC that could run these games okay when... If that's where your library is going to be and that's where your time is going to be spent, I think you'd probably just buy a full-featured PC and plug it into your TV.
Somebody said, listen, I'm not going to buy consoles anymore. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to buy a high-end PC and keep upgrading it.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, how often do you think you'd have to replace it? Every 3 years?
Yeah, and there are, I think...
You usually get new PCs.
Every few years, yeah. But I think what happens now is that there are a lot of... companies that manufacture stuff to be changed up every year, and they factor that into the price like a subscription kind of thing. It's definitely going to be interesting, but the platforms are all doing pretty good.
Yeah,
I mean, even the Wii U is having a pretty fantastic year this year.
I feel like the Xbox One and the PS4, I don't know if there's enough there.
Enough room for them to go?
I don't know if they've done enough this year. I feel like it's been kind of a plateau kind of year, and it's way too soon for that.
The big stuff's still coming out this year. We've got Battlefront and Fallout.
Here's the God of War collection. Here's the Dishonored Definitive.
I would definitely say that Sony has not done enough first party for sure this year.
Yeah,
absolutely,
that's right.
Except for your beloved Bloodborne. But
that's really the only thing they've done.
I know, but next year they're going to have a bunch of cannons firing.
I don't want to even talk about it.
Xbox has done pretty well, and Nintendo has done pretty well as well this year. And in terms of what you get for the dollar, those are pretty worthwhile machines, man.
Right, so
I mean, you spend $300 to $400, and you have a lot of horsepower and exclusive games. They're all worth it.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, all right.
I'm just kidding.
Remember Halo 5 comes
I'm
out.
listening to it.
Yeah, and Halo 5 is out very soon, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so we're almost out of time.
Yep.
So what are we watching and playing this weekend?
Halo 5, actually.
Halo 5 will be played.
Jose was mentioning that he was playing it too.
And Assassin's Creed. I don't know if we're allowed to say anything, but the big games are starting to hit right now. It's crazy.
We all have all the big games, and we're trying to play them as quickly as we can.
Yep.
And you know what? The weird thing now is there's a little, and you know me, I'm such an asshole, but there's just a little bit of cynicism about all of it. Just like, I got another Assassin's Creed.
Well, no, listen, and they like
Jesus,
and stacking them all in at one time at the end of the year is ridiculous. But I'm still, I've been talking about the Lego stuff. I love the Toys to Life stuff. It's incredible. I'm having a blast with it.
So what about this
I should be
weekend,
getting a Yarn Yoshi pretty soon, so I'm really happy about that.
You're so horny for your Yarn Yoshi.
I'm a very, very happy dude.
Why don't you just get the Yarn Yoshi and give it to girls? Give it to Marissa. She'd like it.
Well, eventually my daughter will have it. But for the first 18 years of her life, it'll be mine.
Listen, excise all the stuff you have to play this weekend. What do you want to play?
I am having a blast with Lego and Disney. And I'm excited about the new stuff that has just arrived that I shouldn't talk about. So I'm having a really good time, and I've got episodes of great shows to watch, and I still want to get out to see The Martian. I think that I'm going to try to make that a date night with my wife. What about you? What are you going to do?
Well, I'm going to play Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Still. I recently, a friend of mine got into it, and so far he's put 80 hours into it. He is obsessed with it. And so what he's talked me into doing is taking on the bosses in the game, the two of us.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
You have 1 minute left.
I know, but I didn't get to say anything. I just want to get it done. It's a podcast, okay?
I'm almost out of room on my tape.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm playing Bloodborne, and I'm playing with somebody else, and I'm watching the Mindy Project, the Mindy Kaling show. Okay, there, it's done.
And Blue Jays. Go Blue Jays!
Go Blue Jays!
Mostly for Marissa, and she'll be back next week. Thank you for watching, everybody.
For coming, everybody.
Stitcher!
I'm going to start doing this to you all the time now, Blake.
That's... Dick's Basement would like to thank its sponsors, EB Games, Nintendo, Xbox, and Gameloft, makers of Dragon Mania Legends, which you can play for free right now.